Okay.
There are a lot of pills.
Yes.
That scares me.
Yeah. Totally. Okay, so hopefully that'll work in the mouse. And that's one of the things. Welcome to your first cleanse, purification. So there's two overall concepts that I'm not sure I was able to cover with you out at the desk. The first is, people would say exactly what you said. There's so many pills, and you do. You have a select few of supplements. The kind of what we recommend, so you can get your mind wrapped around it, is if we said, Stephanie, I want you to go get black carrot root, I want you to go get Spanish black radish, and I want you to go get colancinia root, and go to New Frontiers, and I want you to do all this. You go, I'm not doing this cleanse.
Yeah.
So instead, Standard Process has taken all of this food, stuck it in a humongous blender, blended it up, vacuum sucked it at a really high speed and a really low temperature, and that keeps the enzymes, the co-minerals, the nutrients intact as they're intended to be. Your body digests them and assimilates them into the body the way they're supposed to. So think of it as, I would be eating a ton of food if I didn't have these capsules. Got it. Because people will go, oh my, you're going to hear it. People say, you have to take so many pills. And you'd be like, it's just food. Check it out. And literally.
And I can put those break them open and put them into the...
Great point. So it's another point. Huge is if you're not a capsule person, open them up and put them in your shake. It says for the first week, days 1 through 7, they want you to have it on an empty stomach. But they've also said that's not black or white. Like if you we just want to get this stuff in. Okay. So do what you have to do to get it in. The capsule, the first week capsules have I think a juniper in it, so it's a little bit offish when you put it in a shake. You're like, I taste something that shouldn't be here, but it's fine. It works out really well.
So I have a question about, and I'll probably skipping forward, but I take thyroid medication every morning, and I have to take that on an empty stomach, and I'm not supposed to eat or take vitamins in the same...
An hour, or is it 2 hours?
Well, the food is within 30 minutes to an hour, I think. Perfect. But the vitamins, only because it just makes the medication not work as well.
It's a perfect question, because people will have that. One thing is the cleanse will speed up your metabolizing of your drugs, so you may notice that it's not working as effectively. Okay. Doesn't mean you have to take a higher dose. It just means
only for 21 days.
Your liver's just going, I don't have anything else to do right now. Let me help you clear these drugs out of your liver. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is when we recommend, when you have a time dosage, is to just take your medication first thing, wait a half hour, take this as though it's food. And in your case, I would probably put it in the shake, just so you can get it all done at once. Or take them and then drink the shake 15, 20 minutes later. Exactly. And then the other far overreaching concept that there's two more we like to talk about at the beginning is this cleanse is more of a spectrum. So all we're doing is, if someone came to us and said, well, I would love to do the cleanse, but I'm not going to do it because I just can't. I cannot live without my one glass of wine, or I cannot live without my cup of coffee, or I can't live without my chocolate every single night. We ask the question, are you better off by doing the cleanse and having that piece of chocolate than not doing it at all? So it's a spectrum. If you decide during your cleanse that you do not eat near as much raw vegetables without having hummus dip, then eat hummus. Not to give you the whereabouts to do anything you want on the cleanse, but really and truly, it's not a black or white. It's a spectrum. We'd love for you to be all the way over here to perfect. Yeah. But if you're struggling...
If you're realistic.
And let's say you have an off day and people will call us and be like, I cheated! Wake up and start right over again. And the far-reaching concept on that is that there's two scales. There's the toxicity scale, which is cooked foods, drug metabolites, alcohol, high fructose corn syrup, refined foods, our pesticides, herbicides, synthetics. Some of those we can't really do anything about, like the carpet fibers. Yeah. But a lot of the toxicity, we're just asking you to take off of your body's burden so that we can go in with the product and build up your sufficiency. Then your body goes, oh, I'm on vacation. This is cool. I'm going to go in and clean house. Okay. So if your scale is this instead of this, you're still cleansing.
So for the first week, is my stomach going to be...
These are the best questions ever. So generally women, more than men, in the first 3 days will start to, and it's not always, but if they're going to come up with a symptom, they'll start bloating. And it's like, oh my gosh, I feel like, because you're putting in, you're eating so much fiber. And then by day 3, things go whoosh and start coming out regularly. Highly, highly reported is increase in number of bowel movements. It's not, oh my gosh, I have to go to the bathroom and run. It's more like, again? Again, so that's kind of fun. So yeah, you will be eliminating, the first 7 days is the analogy they have is like, it's the house cleaner that's going around the house and putting everything in a big black trash bag. And then days 8 through 21 is taking that trash bag out to the garbage truck. So there's phase 1 detox and phase 2 detox, and so that's kind of going on there. Those are all, you hit all the 5 main points that we always like to discuss right beforehand. Okay, so let's talk about a typical day. I don't think anybody can see that, but that's okay. There is a check sheet. We'll provide you with a huge packet of handouts, and on there is a check sheet that has days 1 through 7, and then you flip it over and it has days 8 through 21. So days 1 through 7, you'll pay attention to the black. The orange is more as needed basis. If you came to me and said, I am going to kill something if I don't get chocolate every night, I'm going nuts, my sugar cravings are killing me, or I am really constipated right now, we'll come to us with anything. We'll recommend increasing your water. We'll say eat more beets, eat green leafy vegetables. And if we're still having some difficulties, there's herbs to help facilitate. There's a herb that helps with excess weight loss if you're doing proper diet and exercise. So the orange are as needed basis. Always come to us with your questions. The black is your check sheet on how to do your supplements. As far as the shake powder goes, you have plenty. This will last you beyond cleanse. What a lot of people will end up doing is just staying on their shakes for their morning because they love it as a meal replacement. You do not have to use it as a meal replacement, but typically people will do that. So you wake up and you start with your SP cleanse here, and then you do that 7 capsules, and you do that 3 times a day, and that's the one that needs to be on an empty stomach.
So 21 a day?
Exactly. Of food. And then you have your gastrofiber that's all the days 1 through 21. So it's 2 boxes. This basically takes you through day 10, and that's day 11 through 21. It's 3 caps 3 times a day. So now you are at 30 capsules a day. So what you would do is wake up, take the thyroid, then wait a half hour, take the capsules. If you can wait, do. If not, then go ahead and put them in your shake. You could drink a shake for the morning. You can have up to 5 shakes. So let's say about 10:30, you're like, yeah, you know what, I think I want a shake. Then go ahead and have a shake. They also will let you have one at lunch. You might go, you know what, the salad, the brown rice and lentils were fine. I'm going to skip that shake maybe mid-afternoon, and then at dinner time you go, you know what, I'm having dinner, I don't really need a shake.
So you should at least have 1?
You should at least have 3.
Okay.
So what a lot of people will report is, I am so full, I can't even look at another shake. They don't all have to be elaborate smoothies with fruits and vegetables. You could get one of those blender bottles and just shake this up with almond milk and just shoot it. Just get it in. That's what Scott would do a lot of times during adjusting hours is he would just be like, I got to get my shake in. And so he'd just run in the back, shake it. And so it doesn't have to be blendered. What a lot of people end up doing for success is they'll make 2 shakes, the double. So it's 2 scoops per whatever veggie, and there's a gazillion recipes in there for you. And so some people will make 4 scoops, double up the shake, drink 1 now and take 1 to work. Just as easy. My mom would drink 1 on the way home from work. So that's days 1 through 7, and you've got your little check sheet there. And then on day 8 through 21, you do get to back down a little bit. You go to your SP Green, and that's 5 capsules 2 times a day. there and there, and then you're continuing on your 3 gastro fiber, and then deciding how many shakes you want, a minimum of 3 a day, yeah. You put that on
3 minimum the whole time.
Exactly. Okay. But up to 5. If you feel like, you're not getting enough calories, then have a shake. There's 14 grams of protein in those. That's a note about the shake. There's carbohydrates. There's plenty of protein. There are no real good sources of fat through this food here. So it's going to be really important that you make sure to add enough fat to this cleanse, which is counterintuitive, but I would go so far as to step on a soapbox and say the person that eats the most healthy fat will lose the most fat, because your body is not going to let go of it. It's going to go into like a fight or fight.
So like
She's starving me.
Olive oil.
Exactly. And then if you go to your, you go to about the smack dab middle, it'll say avocado oil, coconut oil, grapeseed oil, flaxseed oil. You just want to stay away from your corn oils and your vegetable oils. And then, and then they also offer serving suggestions if weight loss is one of your goals. I would highly, highly recommend not only to go by the recommendations of 2 times vegetable as much as fruit, so double the amount of vegetables that you do fruit, but stick to, if weight loss is really a goal, then stick to just doing fruit in the smoothies. And stick with the lower glycemic index fruits. Berries are fantastic. So one of my favorite in bringing up the concept of fat was, I'm going to pull up some visuals here, I think, is this can of coconut milk is a great source of fat. So what I would do is I would add in a third a can of that per shake. So now you have your fat, your protein, and your carb. You can throw in a big handful of spinach, maybe half a cup of blueberries frozen, or half a banana.
And can you, if you don't, because I don't like coconut, can you use almond milk for that?
Yeah. Well, on the cleanse, they want you to use rice milk because almonds are a nut and nuts are not allowed on the cleanse. If we had any blood sugar concerns, we would have you probably consider the almond over the rice just because it has a lower glycemic index. It's a little less sugary. But if you're, that's right, if you kind of have the aversion to coconut, you could always add in some sort of like, I'm trying to think how you could add some fat in there for your morning.
I could probably put some, I just don't like the taste of it, but as long as the taste is covered,
mask it in, And then stevia is another little, like a great sweetener. You just do like a shake or 2 in there, and that makes everything amazingly sweet. It tastes pretty dang good. So that's, and then there's tons of shake recipes in there for you. We've had a lot of fun with those. Some people will just even make like a vegetable shake, which is totally fine as well. And then lentils and brown rice those first 7 days. If weight loss is a huge goal, then you want to stick to the half a cup per serving of the cooked. And lentils have 10 grams of protein. Cooked spinach has 6 grams of protein. So vegetables do have protein. It's just people are used to eating flesh.
There's nothing that I can't have the first 7 days that I would have after?
There is. That's a good question. Days 1 through 10 is lentils, brown rice, fruits, and vegetables. And then on day 11, you add in free-range chicken and wild fish. So you can go to sushi and go get brown rice sushi with no sauces. And then go enjoy that. So basically, you're cutting out soy, dairy, eggs, nuts, coffee, and alcohol. Water, you want to drink half your body weight in ounces. Really help the body. You want to be...
It's okay if it's not like filtered, or...
Would you think maybe like tap water?
Yeah.
I would say, it's okay. Again, that's your spectrum. But the tap water has the fluoride and the chlorines in them. So if you have like a Brita filter you could use during this time, try. I would say try to do either spring or filtered water during it. But as far as like going grocery shopping, we have a check sheet in here for you. I'll pull that up. Oh, I'll just leave it here for now. Some of the things that have worked for us in the past, if you have a Costco membership, is the big, huge bag of organic carrots, same, really good price. The organic spinach is the same price as the one at Trader Joe's. Sliced pineapple, if you're having a sugar craving, you can snack on that. Hummus, it's up to you whether or not you're going to do hummus. It's technically a bean, so, but it's been pulverized. As long as your hummus is like chickpea, tahini, salt, pepper, it's really clean. Yeah, and that's the case with any labels. If you go pick up salsa at TJ's, just start reading labels, look at it, and if it says tomatoes, water, vinegar, oil, salt, and pepper, good. If it starts saying guar gum, Xanax, and unfamiliar names, it's probably not cleanse friendly. Organic butter is acceptable, and use it. Because you got to get fat into your diet. Avocado, butter, coconut. Use your oils when you're stir frying.
Even the first 11 days.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And you'll feel more hungry those first 11 days because one, you're changing your diet, and two, you're not eating the meat of the fish and chicken. So it's really important in those first 10 days to make sure you're getting enough fat. Some people will ask me on day 11, do I have to add in the chicken and fish? I'm not craving it. Nope, you certainly don't. It's easier on your digestion to just go ahead and stick with the first 10 days, but others will say,
I want it.
I want it.
Yeah.
And I want it now. Okay, not that big of a deal. Yeah. Gotcha. Trader Joe's has the 3-pack, let's see, go through these. The lentils pre-cooked in the refrigerated section. It's kind of like the concept of tofu. They don't have a taste. They only flavor the way you cook them and flavor them. So what they've basically done is they've soaked them in water overnight and boiled them. So that's the least affordable way. Most affordable is to go over to Trader Joe's or New Frontier, soak them, make a huge thing of it, soak them, boil them, and put them in different Tupperwares so that you have them when you want to cook that night. You grab a Tupperware of lentils and you stir fry it, or you do something fun with it. A couple ways that I found that it was really enjoyable for me to have lentils was I usually start everything with coconut or olive oil, and then I'll come back to this one. This is sideways, but it's diced onions, garlics, and shallots from TJ's, and it's already ready to go.